Hey everybody, it's Tallara and welcome back to my first blind playthrough of Pokemon Conquest. Today we're going to be attempting to take the final kingdom that we have available to us. This is Pugilus. This appears to be a kingdom of fighting type Pokemon, which is going to probably pose our biggest challenge yet, considering the fact that Eevee and Jigglypuff are in our party and can't actually be removed, I found out last time. So we're going to have to try to keep them away from the fighting types. Luckily, to try to bolster our chances of success, we do have a flying type Pokemon in Starly and a psychic type Pokemon in Ralts, both ready to accompany us. So hopefully our relative strength will be enough to actually take down Yoshihiro's army in Pugilus. Regardless, we're going to find out, and like I said, I think it's going to be our biggest test yet. So let's do this and prepare for battle. There are lots of fighting type Pokemon in Pugilus, says Oichi. Normal type Pokemon like Eevee and Jigglypuff will need to be careful. I just wish we had some flying type or psychic type Pokemon. What are you talking about? We have both. Come on. Alright, so all the warriors that we're going to take into battle are currently stationed in Chrysalia. So we're going to take Eevee, Jigglypuff, Darumaka, Ralts, and Starly into battle for us. You can see we are relatively under-leveled. Our strength is lower than the strength of Yoshihiro's army. It's strength 791 to strength 873. So hopefully I'm not being too hasty here, but I do feel confident, and I think we can do this, even though the odds are stacked against us. With proper strategy and positioning, I think we might be able to take down Yoshihiro, and at least that's the optimism I'm going to be taking into this battle with us. So yes, I am ready to begin battle against Pugilus. I shall not surrender. My will to succeed is unshakable. Tallara's army has appeared in Yoshihiro's kingdom of Pugilus. The kingdom of Pugilus. Tallara! I've been waiting for you. Waiting? What do you... The so-called warlords of this area are pathetic weaklings. Invading their kingdoms would be no fun at all. Something does seem to be kicking off in the north, but that's still far away. And now you're here. I think this could be the most fun I've had in years. Well, I'm glad he's excited for the battle. I'll give it up to Yoshihiro. He's very cool looking. Alright, Tallara's army versus Yoshihiro's army. Let's see what battlefield we have here. I'll show you what I'm made of, Yoshihiro, along with the rest of my warriors and their Pokemon. We must be thankful for this chance, he says. And let's see what Pokemon he has. Again, a lot of fighting types, 4 fighting types, and 1 grass type. So to achieve victory, we need to hold all banners for 5 turns. Defeat will occur if all banners are held by the enemy for 5 turns, or all allies are defeated. So we've got 30 turns to do this. The banners are at the ring's edge. You know what this means, don't you? It's a gamble, just like everything else in life. Those hit by attacks when at the ring's edge will fall down below. Interesting, and presumably that'll then take them sort of out of contention. What I'm wondering is, what is this over here? This blue fight bell. That's probably going to come into play. There's a red fight bell as well, and then of course there's lots of treasure around also. So, what I'm going to do is, first up, we're going to use top speed. This might help matters. This will allow Eevee to move further than usual, and in particular, I want Eevee to get really close to this blue fight bell so we can figure out what the heck that is. As for everybody else, we're going to slowly move up. Move Ralts there. Obviously, Starly can fly, so the terrain height difference doesn't really matter to him. And then we're going to get Jigglypuff to move to the right, and Darumaka to move more to the center. It's just going to be a couple of turns of positioning our forces and seeing where Yoshihiro moves, and then we'll respond accordingly. Right, let's get this one started. So I definitely want to match up Darumaka with the grass type. Experience will make the difference. I'll do the very best I can. It looks like they're all coming into the center, which is interesting. Time to step forth. Yeah, they're all gonna go right down the middle, which is fine. I want to see what this bell does, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So let's see. Can I hit it? Eevee, quick attack! What does this do? The fight bell has been rung. Oh, that increases Eevee's attack. Okay, that's super interesting. You can get a little buff if you hit that bell, which honestly might be the difference maker if Eevee is going to be going up against Pokemon that she doesn't have a type advantage against. I'm gonna move Ralts into position and grab this banner, which is banner number 1. Now the thing is, they said there was... no, they said hold the banners for 5 turns. I was misremembering. I was gonna say they said there were 5 banners, but I only see 4. But no, it's holding the banners here for 5 turns. That's where I was misunderstanding it. Honestly, I feel like we're not going to be able to hold the banners very long without actually defeating the opponents, so I think I'm going to focus on combat and less about holding the banners to begin. How do you like this, huh? Range up. No worries, come on in. I want to fight you with Darumaka, so that's perfect, actually. Alright, Yoshihiro's army has claimed a banner. And now it's my army's turn. So I'm gonna get Eevee to come up around the back. I guess if we can't get there, we may as well stop and pick up this item. Power wristband, which we can equip. And then we're gonna get Starly. Not sure if we can hit from down here. No, we can't. Okay, if that's the case, I'm also gonna get Starly to pick up this item as well, which is a potion. Now, it's time for Darumaka to get the first hit in. This should do a lot of damage against Pansage. Darumaka, use Flame Wheel! Oh my god, it's super effective, and more importantly than that, it was a one-hit KO. Whoa, you're just too impressive. I gotta surrender. Alright, that's a great start. The issue here, of course, is that Ralts is going to be super effective against a lot of these Pokemon. However, Ralts is what I like to describe as a glass cannon. Very powerful, but with very little in the way of defense. So I'm a little worried about getting too close to some of these Pokemon and getting attacked. Now, luckily, Psychic does attack a Pokemon. I think it's 2 spaces in front. Yes, there we go. So if I sort of hide behind Darumaka here, we should be able to get a good hit in. Ralts, use Confusion. Yes, that was super effective. Great work. All right, Jigglypuff's going to do similar to Eevee and sort of come around the side because I want her to hit that fight bell as well to get a little bit of a buff before she heads into battle. Now, luckily, those Pokemon are actually not going to move because they want to hold on to the barrier, which is totally fine. As long as we don't let them sit there for 5 turns, they can sit there for 4 turns. I don't really care. All right, let's continue to move Eevee around the back. Let's get Starly up here. We're going to get Ralts to hit this guy. And that pushes him off, which is fantastic. And then I'm gonna get Darumaka to hit this guy, which should push him off as well. Bye-bye! Doesn't look like they take damage when they fall off, though, which is interesting. It's just simply about knocking them out of position, so that's good to keep in mind. We picked up a potion, which I will get Oichi to equip, because God knows Jiggly might need some restoration at some point. And I don't want to speak too soon, but I feel like so far so good in terms of strategy here. Alrighty, Eevee. Get you to come around this way. Wait, and now Starly is not going to quite be able to get into this battle, unfortunately. That's the furthest we can go there. That's okay. I'm going to get Ralts to hit this guy. Super effective, knocking him off. And then we're going to get Darumaka to hit the Machop, which should knock him off as well. Even though Darumaka doesn't have the type advantage, he still does a ton of damage, which is nice. I wanted to look at... Yeah, I think if I put Jigglypuff right here and ring the bell, I don't think she'll be able to get hit the next turn. So I think this is a good spot for her because she'll buff. Oh, I didn't realize ringing the bell would buff everyone else too. Uh-oh, okay, we're learning that a bit of the hard way there. Definitely not what I was planning, that's for sure. But on the bright side, no one could actually hit Jigglypuff. On the bad side, though, Eevee just got one hit KO'd. Oh my goodness. Wow. That goes to show what type advantages can really do here. That was, honestly, that was bad. Oh gosh. I'm gonna keep Jigglypuff. Wait, I just ended the whole turn? That's not what I wanted to do. I thought I was just skipping Jigglypuff's turn. But I think I just skipped my entire turn. Oh my gosh, that is so terrible. Well, 2 poor plays in a row between letting Jigglypuff get demolished, skipping my turn, and now letting Starly get demolished. Oh no. Things were looking up for like a brief second, and I don't feel so good about them anymore. Okay. Let's just get Jiggly to come down and grab this. Another potion. Oh my goodness. How am I even going to do this? Alright, I'm gonna move Ralts right here, where we should hopefully be able to take down this Pokemon. Oh, super effective, but it left him with 4 HP. Oh no. He might be able to kill Ralts on the next turn. This is not going the way I wanted it to go, folks. Maybe we were a little bit underleveled to fight Yoshihiro's army at this point. I'm still just so shocked that they were able to kill Eevee in one hit. Obviously, I knew I had a type disadvantage, but I didn't think it was going to be that lethal. Oh my god. Let's see how the low kick goes. That's not very effective, so that's good. How does this go? Oof. It's doing damage, but it's no one-hit KO, so we'll take it. The bright side is, of course, is that we still haven't used Oichi's warrior move. So we're gonna do this. Warrior Song, which restores some HP. And then we'll get Jigglypuff to just stay down here for now. Now, Ralts is gonna finish off this Timber here. So that's 2 down, 3 to go. It's 3 on 3 now, which is good. You have fought excellently. I cannot compete. Well, thank you very much. I don't feel like I'm fighting excellently right now, but it's fine. We're gonna keep doing our best. Luckily, Darumaka is a pretty thick guy, so he should be able to take a few hits. And we're sort of bottlenecking the enemy here as well. They're not gonna be able to get past me, which is good. We're not gonna have to sort of fight against an entire onslaught of enemies. Alrighty. The battle's not over yet. It might not be looking good for us, but it's certainly not over. So, next up, let's get Ralts to do this. That's super effective. And we got 170 gold, which is a nice surprise. Now, unfortunately, the position that Darumaka's in, I don't think he can attack anybody. Yeah, because he needs to attack from 2 spaces away, but Machopp's in the way, and now Ralts is in the way as well. Rather than move him out of the way, though, and leave Ralts in the line of fire, I'm just going to get him to sit there. He's going to act as a bit of a tank. And now, I don't think we have much of a choice. I've got to get Jigglypuff involved in the battle. Even if it's just as a decoy. Even if it's just as a sacrificial puff. I think Jigglypuff has to step up right now. Alright. Alrighty, Jiggly. Let's move you right here. I'll get her to get an attack buff. Since no one else is around, I don't think that they will get the advantage of this. And now I'm gonna have to reposition folks a little bit. We're gonna move Ralts back so we can hit Machop. Does a good 24 damage. And then we can move Darumaka back in turn so he can hit Machop. It won't kill him, but it should get him pretty low. As expected, this is definitely the toughest battle that we've faced so far. We have so many type disadvantages, and just the nature of the actual arena here is making it tough as well. Although in this particular instance, I think I am using it to my advantage. Bottlenecking the enemy here is really making for a big difference, I think. Alright, Ralts should be able to finish off Machop. Great work. Alright. You're quite something. Taking me down takes some doing, you know. And now we'll get Darumaka to hit. We might be able to do this. It's gonna be close, but we might be able to do this. I don't want to speak too soon, though. Oof. See, and this is the part where I said I didn't want to speak too soon. Down goes Darumaka, which is not good. Not good at all. Instead, we're gonna have to see if Ralts can take this guy out. I was really hoping for a critical hit there. I don't even know. I think I'm gonna move Jigglypuff over, again, almost as a sacrificial puff. If she can bait some enemies' attacks away. Ooh, and the fact that he went straight for the banner and not for Ralts. Oh, that might be all the difference we need, actually. The fact that he didn't come attack Ralts. That might be just the break we need, because I think now Ralts is going to be able to finish him off. Yep. Yes, that's fantastic. They're good. We must retreat. Alright, it's 2-on-1 now, and we also claimed a banner, which is good. Now, Jiggly. Let's move you right in here. What's the play? He's not gonna go for Jiggly. They're going for the banners, which is an interesting strategy. And honestly, I think it's gonna be very detrimental to their chances of success here. If he had taken the initiative and came and attacked Jigglypuff, he might have killed her one hit, but no, that's not what happened. And you know what? I'll take it. All right. Yoshihiro's army only has one Pokemon remaining, and it has to go up and around. So in the meantime, I'm gonna get my Pokemon to capture these banners. That's banner number 3. This is banner number 4. All right, all of the banners are captured. We just need to hold them for 5 turns. So if we can just stall this guy, we'll win. On the other hand, we don't need to stall if we can just attack him outright, which is exactly what we can do right here. Ralts is going to use Confusion, which is super effective, and then I'm actually going to move Jigglypuff right here to protect Ralts from any potential attacks. Oh dear, we seem to be struggling. Timber, use Low Kick! Oof, Timber did a lot of damage, but luckily, Jigglypuff is a thick puff, and she was able to tank it, and that might be just what we need to finish this off. Let's go. Ralts, Confusion! Heck yeah! Wow! You fight so very well. I'm simply no match for you. We did it! Victory is ours! As expected, that was an extremely tough battle, and for a minute there, I'll be completely honest, I was worried about our chances. I made a few mistakes, a few of our Pokemon died as a result, and I was really worried we weren't gonna win that battle, but my undefeated streak continues, and another kingdom is ours. All of our links increased, we got some gold and items as a result of winning that battle, and it looks like we're gonna be able to recruit some of those fighting type Pokemon, which is fantastic as well. Phew. You are a worthy winner, but this is all part of the rich tapestry of battle. Victory tastes all the sweeter once you have known the bitterness of defeat. Anyway, congratulations. You won a battle that will be talked about for years to come. Thank you very much, Yoshihiro. I'll give it to you. You put up a heck of a fight. But Tallara's army ultimately claimed victory. We can now select which warriors we wish to recruit. And I definitely want to recruit some of them here. I'm going to recruit Tadamoto and his Timber. And then I'm also going to recruit Takahisa and his Machop. I'm very much obliged to you. I shall gladly join your cause. You've reached the maximum permitted number of warriors in this kingdom. Select a castle in which to deploy the new recruits. They're going to go up to Chrysalia, which is currently empty of warriors. Takahisa is going to go there as well. Yoshihiro's army has been defeated and has been forced to retreat. Congratulations, Lady Tallara! You now have 7 kingdoms under your control. Are you always this pleased with yourselves? Ah! Surely you are aware of the crisis facing Ransai as we speak. Meanwhile, Nobunaga, who had been gathering his forces in the north of Ransai, had conquered 8 kingdoms himself. Just 2 kingdoms remained. Tallara, under Shingen's command, and Elusio, Kenshin's kingdom. Both were renowned throughout Ransai as warlords of great strength. Indeed, even Nobunaga himself was said to fear them. So, what if Nobunaga captured those 2 kingdoms? That would be terrible! Nobody would be able to stop him then! So, do I have to say what we're all thinking? I guess I do. Tallara, you've got to get Shingen and Kenshin on your side. There are no other options. If Nobunaga currently controls 8 kingdoms and we control 7, then yeah, we have got to turn the tides and make sure that we come out on top before Nobunaga grabs these last 2 kingdoms and gets the advantage over us. Unfortunately, it seems like these 2 kingdoms aren't going to be cakewalks either. Tallara looks to be a kingdom of ground-type and fire-type Pokemon, and then Elusio looks to be a kingdom of mostly psychic-type Pokemon. So, yet again, we're going to be in for difficult matchups. The very beginning, when it was just water, fire, and grass, things were so simple. But now we're getting into more difficult type matchups, which we don't necessarily have the Pokemon to straight up counter with. I assume, so that this one, Shingen and Tallara, has a strength of 13-16, versus Kenshin and Elusio has a strength of 12-03, so we're probably going to go to Elusio first. The question is, before we go there, what are we going to do? We're definitely not going to bring a fighting-type Pokemon to Elusio. It would be fantastic if we could recruit some dark-type Pokemon, but that hasn't been an option for us yet. Let's see. I mean, the other option, I guess, is we bring Bug-type Pokemon. Bug-type Pokemon are good against Psychic-type Pokemon. But before we do any of that, I would like to enter our new Kingdom of Pugilists and just take a look around here. We've got a gold mine, we've got a shop, and then we've also got a park. Why don't we go train our Pokemon in the park, shall we? Oh, no more moves are actually possible this month. That makes sense. We did just fight a whole battle after all. So let's advance to the next month instead. Eki has reached the maximum permitted number of Pokemon. Select a Pokemon to let go. Oh, apparently Eki partnered with some different Pokemon while we were gone. The lowest potential link level is with this Starly, so we'll let Starly go. Alrighty, now we'll do what I was able to do. We are now able to challenge the warlords of Tallara and Elusio to battle, which we will get to once we are good and ready. So first up, as I mentioned, we're going to actually head into this park where there are new Pokemon available now and new trainers. Got a few fighting types, a bug type, and a flying type. I'm just gonna send in the whole squad, and we'll do some training. Let's go! I still feel bad that we let Eevee die in the last battle, but it's all we could do. I like how this park area has a seesaw right in the middle. That's so cute. And the music is really fun, too. Alright, so obviously we want to let Starly and Ralts deal with the fighting-type Pokemon. The bug-type Pokemon, though, are going to be perfect for Darumaka to head up and attack. We might get a one-hit KO here with his Flame Wheel. We sure did, wow. Darumaka's absolutely invaluable. He's so good. You fight so very well. I'm simply no match for you. And then we're gonna send Starly over here as well. Send Ralts over. Actually, I don't want to send Ralts that far up so he maybe gets hit. Uh-oh, Ralts fell into a trap. Well, that's not ideal. Move Eevee. Move Jigglypuff. Alright then, I must make a move. Starly, quick attack! Ooh, that was a critical hit against Eevee, but still fine. This one might hurt against Jigglypuff, though. Oh, not too bad, actually. I'll do the very best I can. Timber, use low kick! It was not very effective, even though Ralts is in a hole. Alright, Eevee. Time for you to fight back with your own quick attack. We're gonna get Darumaka to move here. Get a Flame Wheel. Ah, perfect. Wait a minute, that was my Starly! Oh no! How many mistakes can I make in one episode? I feel like such a dummy. There were two Starlys next to each other. I had Darumaka attack this Starly, but this Starly's our Starly! Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. That is absolutely terrible. I'm so sorry, Starly. I mean, I gotta be honest, up until now, I didn't even realize you could attack your own enemies, but it turns out, yep, you absolutely can. Wow, I feel like a dummy, and if Starly dies, yeah, that's all my fault. I have no excuse for that. That is absolutely terrible. What we're gonna do to make up for it, though, is we're gonna get Jigglypuff to sing a sweet song and restore some HP for everyone, including poor Starly. Oh my god. Pokemon abuse. Wow. Well, I learned my lesson. Don't park your Starly next to another Starly and not expect bad things to happen. At the very least, I've got to be more attentive to what's going on around me. Alright, that's the bad Starly. He's gonna attack the good Starly for decent damage. Uh-oh. Ah, Starly was defeated. At least it wasn't my fault, though. No, I owe you my sincerest apologies, Bokuden. I put you in a tough position there. That was all my fault. At least I didn't, again, I didn't knock out Starly, which makes me feel better, but I certainly still feel bad about what happened. Regardless, Ralts is out of the weird trap now, so we can get some attacks in. That was a super effective critical hit right there. Heck yeah. Let's see if Eevee is able to finish it off. There we go. Bye-bye, Timber. You fight so very well, I'm simply no match for you. And now Eevee gets to celebrate good times and come over and get an attack in on Scraggy. With only 6 HP remaining, Jigglypuff should be able to finish it off. And now it's just us and the enemy Starling. Alright, Darumaka, you know what to do. Hit the Starly, but this time it's gonna be the right one. Alright, nice. One more turn and we'll have this done. Should be able to pick up a lot of this treasure before we call it a day as well. Alrighty. Let's get Eevee to grab this treasure. Let's get Zarumaka to grab this treasure. And then let's get Jigglypuff to finish this fight. Heck yeah! Critical hits! Good job, Jiggly. That was splendid. Taking me down takes some doing, you know. Victory is ours, despite some more missteps on my behalf. That increases everyone's link level, which is great, and also increases their strength. We got some gold and a potion as a reward, and now we can do some recruiting. So, there's definitely some Pokemon I want to recruit here. I definitely want to recruit Venipede, a bug type, should help us in our upcoming psychic type battle. And then I also... Is it worth equipping or recruiting another Starly or another Timber? I mean, seeing as we already have some, I don't know. Although Timber and Kanamori have a really high potential bond, up to 70%. Okay, maybe we'll recruit Kanamori and Hisaki from this fight. Thank you ever so much. I shall gladly go with you. We will deploy him up in Chrysalia. And then we will deploy Hisaki up there as well. What is happening to Starly? I don't know. Let's watch. Is this our first evolution? Oh my goodness! Yay! I figured this day would come at some point, but it's still so exciting. Bokoden's Starly has officially evolved into Staravia. This is a very heartening development. Congratulations, Starly. That's so exciting. Oh my goodness. All right, we're done in the park, and that increases our relative strength, especially with that evolution there. That was absolutely fantastic. So now what we're going to do is we are going to prep the rest of our army, and hopefully in the next month, or at least the month after that, we can bring the assault to Elusio. For now, though, we will celebrate in the victory that we achieved in Pugilist. Despite my multiple mistakes, we still came out on top, so... Thank you all so much for watching today's episode of Pokemon Conquest. I hope you enjoyed the battle. It was certainly a tough one, and hopefully I will see you guys back here soon as our Kingdom Conquest continues.